On our next stop after the heat exchanger was installed up front, it's time to do some grinding. So I've got my it's actually an aluminum grinding bit, but it's so big that it grinds plastic really well. Use whatever works for you, but you do need to be able to access and grind the floor just above the frame here on the driver's side to make clearance for these hoses. Trying to find a way to get a better picture of that for you. That's pretty decent. And then once that's done, you can put the hoses in. I'm not quite done on this part of the hoses. They haven't said anything about clearancing anything through here. I'm just running them at this point. And then the two longest hoses that they have in the kit are what's to be run through there. The longest hose goes to the top of the heat exchanger. The shorter one goes on the bottom. They ask you to zip tie it throughout to keep it from rubbing on the drive line or the steering shaft, which is right there. The steering shaft and the drive line's right below it. There's like a hole in the bracket on this zip tie that's able to be used. I zip tied it to that brake line also, just as I just don't like things shaking. I put a rubber grommet or a piece of 3M padding type stuff on the frame right there just to protect those hoses from rubbing on the frame. Anyway, the next step apparently is to put a water pump in this thing for this system, and we'll be back with that in a minute.